If you are dead serious about boosting your metabolism, burning body fat, and getting into the absolute best shape of your life, it is mandatory that you understand how your metabolism works. If you find yourself working out 3 to 5 days a week, you're eating healthy, but you're just not seeing the results you want, and as you're aging and you starting to get older, you feel like it's just getting harder and harder to lose body fat. Maybe when you were in your 20s, you could eat whatever you want and work out a couple days a week and your body fat stayed low. But now that you're in your upper 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s, you're finding even though you're eating healthy, you're tracking your food, you're working out consistently, it's just much harder for you to get the results of losing body fat. When it comes down to understanding your metabolism, it's really important to know that the thing that changes as you get older, as you get into your 30s, your 40s, even your 50s, isn't necessarily your metabolism, but it's actually your habit and ritual and your lifestyle. And so your metabolism isn't the thing that you think is slowing down. Between the ages of 20 to 60, what research has found is the thing that slows down the most isn't necessarily your metabolism, but it's you. You slow down, not your metabolism. Yes, your metabolism changes a little bit, but over the span from the ages of 20 to 60, the thing that changes is you and your body. Your average daily activity is what changes the most. And so the reason why it gets more and more difficult to lose body fat or to maintain a lower body fat percentage as you get older is not some weird physiological thing that's going on. It's you, which is a great sign. And if you look at the average American right now consumes around 3,500 calories per day. And they move their body and they exercise only 20 minutes per day. And so when you look at these average statistics, it's no question on why our society as a whole is so overweight and obese and out of shape, and we are on all dozens and dozens of medication. You just don't burn the same amount of calories you did when you were younger. So if you think about your job and your career, when you were younger, you probably had a more active job. When you were younger, you were in school. When you were younger, you played sports. Now, as you start to climb the corporate ladder, what happens is you start to get more stagnant. Even myself, guess what I do every single day? I work, I sit at a desk, and I sit in a chair. As you start to get promoted, you start to make more money, you start to do less physical activities. That's just how it works. Think walking less, working out less, sleeping less. You have more responsibilities and more things on your plate, so you don't get to the gym as much as you do. You're not eating as clean as possible, so you just eat more convenient foods and you eat out a lot. So your metabolism isn't to blame for the weight gain that you had over the last few years. It's simply your lack of activity and nutrition, which is actually a great sign. It's a good thing, because if it was your metabolism that was the reason why you can't lose weight, then there's really not much you could do. However, because it's your activity levels and it's your body and it's things you can control, we can shift this, we can change this. And so if you feel like you have a slow metabolism, I'm about to drop 4 things you can do today that are in your actual control to shift and change your metabolism. So the number one thing that you need to do right off the bat today, as soon as you're watching this video, first is you need to eat more protein. And here's why. Yeah, you've been told to eat more protein to build muscle, but I'm telling you to eat more protein to boost your metabolism. Your body burns more calories digesting protein compared to any of the other macros, compared to fats and compared to carbs. So the more protein you eat, the higher your metabolism. When you look at your total daily energy expenditures chart, this is called the thermic effect of food, which basically means your body's ability to process and digest food as you consume it. And so when you have protein in your belly versus carbs in your belly, it takes your body more work and more energy and more calories to digest the protein and to push it through. Versus if you had a diet that consists of mainly carbs and fats, it's not going to take that much. And so when you start to eat the right amount of protein for your body, 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight, you start to burn more calories just at rest, just sitting here, chilling. And so you need to focus on hitting your protein numbers if you want to boost your metabolism, period. And what this looks like is making sure you're eating protein at every single meal 4 to 6 times per day, 30 to 40 grams per session, to make sure you're getting that number and your body's always burning calories through your digestion. The next thing you need to focus on is getting your step count up, 100%. The average American walks like 3,000 steps per day. Terrible. You don't need to do cardio if you're getting your steps in, if you're walking. And so walking is one of the most underrated tools to shred body fat and to boost your metabolism. You burn more calories by walking than the time you're spending lifting weights in the gym. And so walking is so effective. All you have to do is walk. They say 10,000 steps, but really if you're walking at least 8,000, you're gonna be able to burn body fat, like with ease. And so focus on doing that. I want you to track your steps over the next 7 days and try to figure out what your average steps are. An easy hack to do this is if you have an iPhone or even Androids do this, you could check your activity levels and see what your steps have been for the last couple of days. Start to increase those steps by 1,000 steps every week. So if you only been walking 3,000 steps, you don't need to set a goal of walking 10,000 next week. Set a goal of walking 4,000. Hit the 4,000 every single day over the next week, and then slowly ramp it up until you get to that 8 to 10,000 steps per day mark. You know, even myself, just yesterday, I walked 15,000 steps. I barely did any cardio, but when I looked at my watch at the end of the day, boom, 15,000 steps, because I was active. I was moving. I went out. I got outside. Go walk after a meal. Go walk and watch the sunset. When you wake up in the morning, go on a walk. Like, split your steps up, and it makes it so much easier to burn fat. The third thing you need to focus on, number 1 is eating more protein. Number 2 is hitting your 10,000 steps. Number 3 comes down to drinking about 1 gallon of water per day. What is awesome about drinking a gallon per day is not only is it gonna help you with your hunger levels, but also it's going to help with the digestion process and help the fat burning to boost your metabolism. And so when you start to drink your water, and a lot of people are like, I don't like drinking water, here's an easy way to drink a gallon of water per day. The first thing you do when you wake up, you should not be drinking coffee right away when you wake up. You should drink 20 ounces of water with lemon juice and with salt first thing in the morning. Boom. Now you just got your 20 ounces of water in. Before you work out, you should drink another 20 to 30 ounces of water. During your workout, you should drink another 20 to 30 ounces of water, and then drink 20 ounces of water after. Right there, that's like 80 ounces of water. And then you add in 2 other servings of water throughout the day, 1 in the mid-morning, 1 towards the end of the night. You just hit your gallon of water per day. So the 2 things I think are the most important way to get your gallon of water in. Number 1 is right when you wake up, you need to slam 20 ounces of water, 100%. The second thing is to drink a ton of water before you work out, 20 to 30 ounces, during your workout, and after your workout. And then it makes getting the rest of the water in throughout the day a piece of cake, all right? Lastly, you want to build muscle, and this might be the most important out of all 4 of these properties. Number 4 is to build muscle. The more muscle mass you have, the higher your metabolism. Right now, I'm sitting at about 180 pounds. The 180 pound version of me versus the 180 pound version of you, if you don't work out, you don't lift weights, you don't move your body, and you're mainly body fat, I am going to burn more body fat chilling, sitting here, compared to you because I have more muscle mass. Here's why. Muscle burns 7 to 10 calories per pound, while fat burns 2 to 3 calories per pound. This is per day. So let's say you're burning an extra 8 calories per pound of muscle by having more muscle than body fat. And let's say you ended up gaining 10 to 15 pounds of muscle mass on your body. This means that you're gonna burn up to an extra 200 calories per day just by having more muscle on your body, even if you don't move your body at all for the entire day. Crazy, right? So that's 6,000 calories burned per month extra by having 10 to 15 pounds of muscle mass on your frame compared to the body fat you have. So when you add 10 to 15 pounds of muscle, you take away 10 to 15 pounds of body fat. Now, when you're sitting, you're burning an extra 200 calories per day, which you might not think is a big deal, but 200 calories per day over the span of 1 month is 6,000 calories, which is 1.5 pounds. So if you're burning over 1.5 pounds of body fat just by having more muscle, how much more easier do you think it's gonna be to boost your metabolism and maintain a lower body fat percentage? 10 times easier. So even my clients I work with that are over 300 pounds, that have 50, 60, 70, 80, even 100 pounds to lose, guess what our main focus is? Our main focus is building muscle. So when they go to the gym, I don't have them just do hours and hours of cardio. I have them lift weights. I have them get stronger. When they're eating, I don't have them just starve themselves and restrict themselves from being able to, lose weight, but I have them fuel their body with protein. This is exactly what I did with my client Philip, who was able to lose over 75 pounds in 8 months, where our focus wasn't fat loss, our focus was building muscle. As he built muscle, he then lost the fat. Super simple. And so when you focus on building muscle in the gym, you focus on building muscle with your diet, in turn, you lose the stubborn body fat that you have. And here's what's interesting about this list. With these 4 things, I did not mention supplements once. Yes, there's some supplements that will help, but if you dial in these 4 things, you won't need the supplements to boost your metabolism. You could use them for pre-workouts, for building muscle, etc. But when it comes down to boosting your metabolism and burning fat, these are the 4 things you really need to focus on if you want to see the best results. And so what you need to do immediately is you need to take action. Don't just take this information and have it sit in your head. Take action today, because within the next 60 to 90 days, you could have a completely different metabolism, whether you're 30, 40, 50, or 60. So I hope you got some value from this video. If you did, smash this like button and make sure you subscribe. And if you would like to learn more about what it would look like to work closely one-on-one with me to help you get to your goals, boost your metabolism, whether you're 30, 40, 50, or even 60, then what I want you to do is fill out the link in the description below, and I'll reach out directly to see how I can best help. Have the best day of your entire life, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.